welcome to Father-Son Flight Sim today. I've been working on a little project, and that project is to take this plane, the YAK-55M, which is originally a non-VR plane, and improve it so that it makes it much more user-friendly in VR. This included a number of improvements to maybe having hotspots, some improvement to the knobs, and controls on the cockpit so that it makes it a little more natural and a little more easy to manipulate in VR. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Today we're at Palomar, and we are going to I'm going to demonstrate what I've done here. The modification to the plane is available on xplane.org if you're interested, and I will go into the limitations of what it does and what it does not do. So let's go around here, and we can go ahead into the cockpit. Alright, and just to be sure I've got it centered, I'll do my centering button. Alright, the first thing I got to do is start it. Now what I can't do is with the controller, I can't grab the joystick yet or the throttle button yet. I can grab pretty much everything else. I think that's supposed to be a flaps button, but I'm not 100% sure. So that was not configurable either. The cowl flaps is, I can manipulate that, although I didn't really modify this one or this one from the original because I thought they were fine as is. But I did manipulate just about every other control on the dash here to make it easier to manipulate with the VR controller. Makes it more natural. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start up. Let's see, I need to also, it's going to start up with the pad over here, but I'm going to just kind of stick that over to the side, and I'm going to start my Abby tab. Let's see if I can get that to a decent size. That's way too big for this, so I'm just going to kind of fix it like that. Okay, and let's see, airports I'm at KCRQ. K C R Q, okay, and it's Palomar, so I'll get ATIS frequency from that, and the ATIS is 12015, and then I'm going to put this like where I would normally maybe have my knee, right? Okay, so 120.5. Now you can see that I can manipulate. As before, it was like click up, click down with the mouse, one click per graduation. Now I can actually rotate it, so I can go into, it's a little hard to see, but 120, let's see, yeah, that's 120, and then it's 0.15. There it goes, whoops. There it goes, 120.15. So when I start up the radios, it'll be on that frequency, and we should hear it pop in. All right. Now I just want to point out, if you've never flown this plane in VR yet, when you look at the presence that you have in the cockpit, it is just phenomenal. It's a lot of fun to fly, and you really feel like you're in the plane. All right. And I just love it. It's awesome. All right, so let's go through our startup procedure, and that is, let's see, I'm going to turn the battery on and the generator on. All right, and then I'm going to hit the fuel cutoff. I'm going to go ahead and push that in. I'm going to hit the ignition. I'm going to prime it a few times. Now I can now go backwards and forwards a few times. I can rotate my magnetos to where I need them to be on both, and push to start. Alright, that's good. You gotta be careful with the tail dragger because too much power and you can go right over the top. Right, and crash your prop into the ground. Okay, we are started. I'm gonna turn on the radios.
MC McClellan Palomar Information Bravo. 1800 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 23, dew point 19. Altimeter 2989. Arriving runway 24, departing runway 24. Advise on initial contact you have Bravo.
Alright, and I can actually change the barometer by rotating it now instead of dragging it along the XY axis. And I think that's right, about 200.
MC McClellan Palomar information Bravo.
See if there's an elevation
1800
in here.
Zulu weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10.
Let's turn that off. All right, and I think that's it. I think we loaded up with the correct thing. Let me just go to the sectional. Let's see. Actually, let's go to the sectional chart. I believe we're on LA. LA sectional. Okay, and that brings up the sectional, and the elevation is 331. So I can just go ahead and update this. See if that looks right. There you go. So that should be about right now. Okay, so 331 feet. That's right there. I believe. I think I'm reading that right. Anyway, I can leave the moving map on there so we can keep track of where we are. And I'm just gonna be flying around the coast and basically trying this plane out, see what it can do. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the brake off. And when you taxi in one of these, you want to hold the stick back, and you'll steer with your rudders. That will change the direction of the tail wheel and keep your tail on the ground. It allows you for easier control, and you want to do that a little bit on takeoff too. So if you look at the windsock, we're taking off to the west, so I'm going to go this way to get to the runway. I'm not using ATC, so I just didn't want to add that level of complexity to it yet. So, and this plane does not have a Mode C transponder, so you cannot fly it into Class C or Class B airspace. Ooh, almost went over there. Gotta be careful. All right. So I'm going to taxi in position. This is a very powerful engine. Okay, so I'm going to, as I take off, in order to keep control on the ground, I'm going to try to keep the tail back until I get to about 100, maybe 90 to 100 knots. And then we will go ahead and lift. Okay, so I gotta keep running out of that speed, and I'm gonna let go. There you go. And takeoff is pretty quick in one of these things. Okay, now I don't want to blow the engine, so I'm gonna put the manifold pressure into the green, which is about 80 psi. And you can see I'm already up to about 250 miles an hour. It's crazy. I'm going to climb to a safe altitude for maneuvers, and then we'll do some maneuvers. Oh, and then it's a good time to close my cockpit. I have a lot of wind in my face right now. There we go. Should have done that before takeoff. And just look at the feel. I mean, just the way this feels is just awesome. I feel like I'm in the plane. I feel like I'm in a racer. This plane is super fast, and it climbs, climbs like a dream. And of course, it's meant for aerobatics, so I'm going to do some. And I've never really done acrobatics in real life, so I hope I do them correctly. But I think I have the basics down. So we'll start at about 3,000 feet. And let's go along the coast here. Woo, look at that. Amazing. Look at that dirt sheen on the windshield as well. Incredible. Okay. Once I get done, I'm going to level off. Okay. Now, in order to start a loop, you got to remember that you need to gain speed first, and you want to have full power on the way up and almost no power on the way down. Otherwise, you can lose control of the plane pretty easy. So you want to, like, at a level, from a level place, you want to start pointing down and gain some speed, like this. And once you have gained a good amount of speed, you can start. And to keep track of where you are, you want to look on one of the wings, and that'll keep your bearings. And as you go over the top, you drop the power. And you roll out. And then once you roll out, you put the power back in. There you go. Look at that. Right at 3,000 feet. That was pretty good. That was a roll. Now we're going to do a, that was a loop, I mean. Now I'm going to do a barrel roll. And that's pretty easy. You just kind of jerk the joystick over to one side. Now you are also supposed to go down a little bit first to get some speed, and then pull up and then do it. Like that. And that's how you do a barrel roll. It's pretty easy in this plane. So let's turn around. Whoa. I got pulled some about 4 G's right there doing that turn. And there's my G meter off to the left there. So I'm pulling about 1 G right now. If I pulled 4 G's in real life, I think I would have been really sick. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what's called a hammerhead. Now, hammerhead is when you go straight up, and then right at the point of stall, you kick it over with rudder, and the plane basically keels over and then goes back down the other way, the way you came. So let's grab some speed first. Oh wait, I'm gonna actually want to get some altitude before I start this. Back to 3,000 feet at least while you're practicing, in case you get into a stall. Okay, so now I'm at 3,000 feet. All right, so I'll get some speed. All right, now I'm going to point down, get a little more speed. All right, now I'm going to try to go straight up and hold it, and then right at the point of stall, you want to kick it over. And drop the power, and then pull out. Now I think I did that a little wrong because I don't think I actually ended up exactly the opposite of the way I went into it. So let's try that again. I want to try to use the coastline as my reference. Okay, so let's go back up to we're at this original altitude. Okay, full power. Point down a little bit. Straight up. Okay, watch the speed. Watch the speed. When it gets to about 100, kick. And pull out. Now that was better. And I pulled about 2 G's on that one. Nice. Nice. Man, this feels so great doing it in VR and doing it in this plane. It's awesome. You almost gotta get turned around. Kind of sick. Okay, now I'm gonna do what's called an Immelman, and that's when you do a half a loop and then roll out. So I'm gonna gain speed, and then I'm going to do a loop, stop the loop, and then roll out. That's an Immelman. Now reverse Immelman is almost the same, except you do it with no power, and you do the roll first, and then you do the other half of the loop. So let's gain some speed. All right. Okay. Now you roll around and drop the power, and then roll out. Power back in. Yoo-hoo! That's awesome. All right. So those are some basic. Now let's just try to do a stall. I'm going to throw the power off, and I'm going to try to keep altitude and try to. Actually, I'm going to try to put it into a spin. Let's see what happens. See if I can get out of a spin. Okay, it should stall any second. Okay, I'm going to spin. To get out of the spin, I'm going to apply opposite rudder and power, and then pull out of it. Stick forward actually first. Now I lost a lot of altitude on that one. Let me try to get back up. All right. Now you don't want to do those close to the ground. You won't have time to get out of it. But I felt that ground coming up pretty quick, so that's why I kind of freaked out and pulled out of it. Okay, let's get back to 3,000. Let's gain some speed. What to do now? Okay, now I'm going to do some weird acrobatic. I'm not really even sure how to do this, but this is one of those flips where you kind of put the plane into a cross control while after you stall, and it does all kind of strange things. So let's go full up. Wait till stall. Now I'm in an undergrowth stall. Okay, look at that. Okay. Now I'm in a full spin. Okay. Okay. Wow, that was scary. That was pretty cool, though. That was pretty cool. Whew. Look at that. I lost probably about 2,000 feet doing that. Alright, let's get back up. I'm going to bring it in for a landing pretty soon. I don't want to get too sick and vomit all over my SciTech yoke. And let's do a little bit of cross control. Okay, I'm in a full slip. That's kind of cool. Look at that. I'm going this way. Got the plane full right rudder with enough left bank to prevent the turn. And the plane's just handling that perfectly. Look at that. That's pretty steep too. Now let's slowly get out of it. Woo! Alright, let's see. The airports should be over there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Alright, let's head back. I'm going to go ahead and descend to 1,300 feet. And we'll enter a downwind, and then we'll land. Okay, we're entering downwind for runway 24. Now, I still suck at landing tail draggers, but I'll do my best. And this plane does seem to have flaps on it, but I don't see them modeled on the plane, so I'm not really sure. I hear them turning on and everything, but I don't really see where they are. I'm not sure if something is dropping from the wing to do that. Okay, so to model the flaps. So I'm not sure if it actually does, but usually tail draggers do, because you need to land pretty slow in one of them. All right, let's go full prop. Midfield. First notch. Okay, first set of flaps are down. Start descending at a comfortable speed. And you want to land, I think you want to land at about 90 knots on this plane. Maybe a little lower. Not 100% sure, but it does stall below 60 for sure, I think. Okay. All right. Full flaps. Control the rest with power. We have a little bit of a headwind, but I don't really feel a crosswind right now. And I want to get that speed just right on touchdown so I don't bounce. All right, we have done it. That was not too bad. Now you don't want to use brakes when you're getting off the runway here, because you could accidentally fall over, but you do want to have that stick back at your chest. And let's see where the next cutoff is, or turn off is. There it is. I'm just going to go back where I was. So if you're interested in this VR mod, this plane is a freeware plane on the on the org, and then you can find my recent conversion file if you want to have the knobs work a little bit better for you. If you want to work the way if you want them to work the way I've demonstrated here. I did work, I did have to try to figure out how to change the files. I created a VR config file for it. That took a little bit of doing, but it's my first way to give something back to everything I've downloaded off the org. And I'm really enjoying it. And this plane is just a fantastic plane. Here at one time, and I guess the next plane 10, this used to be a payware plane. Let's find a place to park here. Maybe I can squeeze through. I would never do this in real life, but okay, let's just park right here. Okay, parking brake on, and we can open the cockpit now. And to shut down, we'll just basically we'll throw up the RPMs just a little bit, just a hair, not too much, just enough to where, and we'll cut off the fuel. All right, battery's off, generator off, and we'll go ahead and turn the mags off. And we are now pretty much shut down. Let's shut down Navitab now, and we can get out. All right, so that's it for this week on Father Son Flight Sim. I hope you enjoyed it. This thing is really fun to fly if you're into that sort of thing. If you're not afraid of maybe getting a little bit sick in VR from doing acrobatics, but you know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and click that like button, and hit the alarm bell if you want to be notified of any additional content when we upload it. Alright, we'll see you next time on Father Son Flight Sim.